Yo, what's up? It's your boy lemarss, and we are back. That's right, we're back. And today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of the Force Master Revamp. This revamp came out about 3 months ago or so, but it hasn't been covered, and I think it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and cover it. So I want to say a couple things about Force Master really quickly. This class has gone through so many changes between 2016 and now, and it went from being extremely optimal to being all right to just being ignorable. Like it really didn't stand out that much, and especially when compared to Arcmaster. I don't know how true that is to this day. I'm sure Arcmaster still has some advantages over it, but I just want to say it's been through a lot. Right, back in 2016 we could summon the Calamity Jane, and we just had all these summons that were on our hotkeys. Right, you had about like 4 or 6 summons where you just press the button and it summons these mobs that will attack like sentries or turrets. And then the class shifted to these very weak versions at a low chance where when you attack it summons a couple of mobs, and then eventually it evolved a bit to summon some stronger mobs that did more damage at a higher rate. And now we are where we are today, and we're going to get into the new unique system, which I think is pretty cool, and we'll see just how viable it is in the near future gameplay wise. So hopping right into the actual class skills. So dark matter, the skill cooldown has been changed to 12 seconds. So I just want to make sure I show how all the skills look up front, and nothing crazy. Cooldown changed to 12 seconds for so far. And so looking at darkness deck, damage increase and skill cooldown changed to 10 seconds. Next we have uppercut, skill cooldown changed to 12 seconds, and then ray flare damage has been increased, so that's good. More damage on some of these skills already. Sounding nice. And then we have a flying kick, which is one of the better skills. Flying kick has a shield on it. It's already and always had that shield, but now the damage has been increased and the number of attacks has been changed to 3, while the number of strikes per attack has been increased by 1. So I believe it used to be 4 attacks, so now it's only 3 attacks, making it a lot faster. So hidden rush skill has been changed. The damage has been increased. Hidden rush, it's a quick kick skill. Whirlwind has been changed. It can now be used while jumping, so that's pretty good. Oh, wrong skill. So you can summon the whirlwind, while you're in the air. That's cool, I guess. And the whirlwind generation has been changed so that it starts in front of the character. So before, I think it was starting like behind the character or something like that. So it was just in a bad position. And then mystery card crumble has been changed. So they got rid of the mystery card status and they changed it to diamond. So we got clubs, spades, and then we got diamonds. So crumble is now a diamond style card, and that means something when we get to the changes. Teleport, the heart teleport used to be a heart style. In the patch notes it says it's been changed to just teleport, but it looks like that wasn't translated correctly because it's still heart teleport. But the teleport can now be used twice in a row, so that's pretty cool, and I think it has a pretty good delay on it. So let's see, teleport once, you can wait about a second, then you can teleport again in another direction. So that's pretty cool. I think that's really good for mobility. Then let's see, awakening 1 or awakening 2 actually can be used in the air now, so that's the whirlwind in the air edition. And then mana shield has been changed, so this class has a mana shield where you can just use the MP that builds up and just literally just proc a shield. And it's been changed where the resource consumption has been changed to MP, so before it was a different resource. And the shield generation effect has been changed to 20% per skill level, so 20% is skill level. So I think that's a typo. I think it meant 2%. The damage mitigation is plus 2% a level, so that's pretty good. So 20% damage mitigation at level 10, which is a lot of damage mitigation, especially since it's already a shield, which gives you HP, some HP safety there. So I think that's a pretty interesting buff to the mana shield. I think it broke off a little faster before. And then mystery card skill has been changed, and immortality effect has been added for 4 seconds when the skill is used. And that's going to be this mystery card right here. Activate the learned card effect with an aura, so it gives immortality 4 seconds. And before, the mystery card was the skill that you would turn on so that when you attack, your summons would actually come out of your attacks, so you could proc summons on and off before. But now the mystery card is just immortality skill. I must also say that there used to be a dash skill on here, and it was called Diamond Flash, and you turn into a blue ball and you dash forward. Looks like they got rid of that, and they just changed the dash to a traditional dash, which is cool to have. The class already has enough mobility skills. And so getting rid of that is good, because I think it was just taking up some extra points anyway. We have the legend skills. So legend skill, what's that, L5 or Awakening 1? Still the same high hit card attack. And then we have Whirlwind 2 or Awakening 2, which summons to 3 whirlwinds. Then we have our Infinity skill, which is unchanged, but with Awakening you do get the shields and the increased number of strikes. So it's cool, but I probably wouldn't put any points into it, just because we have so many other more viable AoE skills with considerably shorter cooldowns, and they just do more damage and are faster. Oh, and then looking at the Legend 2, which actually, let's look at Legend 1. So the skill that will change with Awakening, it still summons the boss at the end. I was going to call it the Wither, but that's not the Wither. I was going to call it Skeletron as well. It is not Skeletron. Yeah, I think it's the Lich. Yeah, it summons the Lich. Man, I'm all over the place. A Legend 2 skill, which I have on space, still summons the boss. Who is that? Sacred Hall. That's the Sacred Hall boss at the end there. So those are still the exact same. No changes there. And so now get into the big changes of this class. So now that the boss summons don't come out when you attack anymore, and mystery card has been changed, the summons have been changed to passives, right? Well, there already are passives, but the summons have been changed to passive skills, right? Mob skills or boss skills, opposed to actually summoning the boss. And so starting off, you have access to Clubs Odin, Clubs Minerva, and then Clubs Bollywood, which are pre-awakening bosses. And so, yeah, when you use these skills, there it is, bada bing, bada boom. The Odin skill spawns at a 10% chance. That's pretty cool. And this is the pre-awakening form of it. And then when you go over to Spades, so like Minerva's attack comes out of Uppercut, Ray Flare, and Flying Kick. So Ray Flare, oh, there it is right there. Don't even need to repeat that right there. That big blast that came out right there, that blue blast. Let's get that out there one more time. One more blue blast. And I'm using up all my card. Boom, there it is. The Minerva skill. Boom. All right. And then the last of the pre-awakening is the Diamond skill. Crumble, Hidden Rush, and the Whirlwind have a chance of spawning the Bollywood attack, which is a pretty simple attack. Let's see if we can get it to spawn real quickly. Is that it? Boom. Bollywood. The Bollywood fire attack spawns, and it's really small. Not that hype, right? So far, not so hype. But once again, this is the pre-ascension changes. I don't know if I was saying awakening earlier. These are the pre-ascension changes to the class, right? So 1 to 235. Still pretty cool. Nothing crazy. You get a couple chances to summon based off of your attacks at a 10% chance. There it is. Look at that. The Odin comes out, the Minerva comes out, or the Bollywood comes out. Pretty simple stuff. But so you've ascended. So what? What happens now after Ascension? After Ascension, you get access to a large variety of boss skills, and let's go through all the levels. So Evil Order you get at 235. Malphus, which is the Hell boss, you get at 500. So it looks like it's in order. Bibrata is at 235 as well with Evil Order. Oh, it must be in the column that it's in. Nope, it's not. It's just random. They just have them randomly organized in there. There's no number order of it or anything. They're literally just randomly in there. They're not even a tree. They're literally just in there. Yeah. So at 600, you get Arborum, a Requiem from Divine Tree Rapier is at 800. Asmodia 1800 from RG. Burgelmeyer 1500 from Dream or what is that thing called? Dream Orion, Dream Honor, Dream Onero. I hope that's said that right. That's Burgelmeyer skill. Argos from the 2100 dungeon, and then Vice from the 3000 dungeon. So it looks like the last skill you can actually unlock for Force Master is at level 3000. I think that's really cool. Before I even go into depth about these skills, I think that's really cool because one thing I think is really important about MMOs and Korean MMOs or just RPG progression is that people are motivated by getting new skills, bro. Like, you get new skills. I got something to look forward to. I'm going to grind harder to get to it. So saying get to level 3000 to unlock your last summon is a pretty motivating aspect. And I think that's pretty interesting all around. So now these new summons, how do they work? So each of these summons can be procced at a 30% chance. And just like our pre-ascension, summons, they are also attacks. You do not summon the bosses, you summon their attacks, and each of these attacks is associated with one skill at a 30% chance. So far for pre-awakening, you have access to these 3 summons at a 10% chance, and now most of your skills, actually no, all 9 of your skills, I think besides Crumble, but this should be Crumble. But yeah, these skills actually all correlate to the main skills, all 9 of them. So let's use every single attack and let's just see what happens, right? So we got Dark Matter is associated with Evil Order at a 30% chance. So there goes our Odin attack. Let's get some cooldown reduction in there real quick. And I'm gonna give it one more chance, didn't get it, so now I'm just gonna go through them all so we don't wait here all day. That's the Malphite skill. Boom. There's the Malphite skill right there from Hell, the Hell dungeon. It's that God ray that comes out when you also use Hell weapons. So now it's actually associated with Darkness deck, which is really cool. And then when you look at Dark Matter, it has a chance to summon, boom, the Evil Order attack, which is those huge dragons. Isn't that crazy? That's fire. That's hot. That's hot. All right, next skill, Time Rift. Time Rift should be associated with, boom, Vice. Boom. Nope, that is the Odin skill that comes out at a 10% chance. And by the way, you can get both of these summons together. There it is. Look at that. That is the Vice skill where the big eye pops up. Having a hard time rolling it again, but that's okay though, because when we get to Awakening, we're going to see that some of these rows have increased. So there we go. We got it twice. Now we got Uppercut, Ray Flare, and Flying Kick, which is associated with Vibrata, Requiem, and Burgelmeyer. So Ray Flare, Ray Flare, Ray Flare. Bruh, this is not helping the rework. Look at that. That is fire. Ray Flare spawns Requiem, and I honestly think that's one of the cooler summons. And just wait till we get to Awakening, man. All right, let's try to get this Uppercut summon now, just so we can show it. Look at that. Boom, we got both summons, the Vibrata summon and the Minerva summon at once. Cool, so that's Uppercut. And then we have Flying Kick, which should give us the Burgelmeyer summon. First try? Nope. Boom. First try. First try, we got the Burgelmeyer summon. Look at that, look how long that pull lasts. That's fire. That's fire. And so let's take a look now at Asmodia, Arborum, and Argos, which goes with Hidden Rush, Whirlwind, and Crumble. So our diamond skills. So let's see here. Crumble. Look at that. Sheesh. Wow. Yo, that's insane. That is insane. That's insane. That's crazy. All right. Let's try to get this Asmodia summon. Look at that. It's the blades that come out from the RG whip. Look at that, that's fire. That's hot. That's hot. The last one is the whirlwind. It's the ball. It's the big ball. But you know what? That ball's pretty strong. Yo, you get hit by that ball in the actual boss fight, you're gonna get smacked. You're gonna get one shot. So it's pretty strong. So there it is. That is Pre-Awakening Force Master. You got a chance to summon any of these three at a 10% chance, with the added 30% chance of summoning one of these boss skills. So with a total of 40% chance to summon anytime you attack. And this is Pre-Awakening. So if we just go through here and just use all of our skills, let's say we're Pre-Awakening, so before 1500, and granted you won't have some of these skills until after you're far beyond awakening, ironically. But if, let's say for some reason you don't awaken and you've gotten past 1500, the combat's going to look something like this, like summon wise. But as you can see, when you use all the skills in conjunction, you get a good deal of summoning. You get a good deal of the summon stacking. I think it's more consistent than when it was summoning the bosses. And I think it's more effective skill wise because a lot of these are lingering summons and very large. Hey, look at that. You got 2 Odins coming out at once. That's fire. That's fire. All right, now getting into the last phase of this video, the moment we've all been waiting for, the actual awakened version of these skills. So dark matter. This is dark matter, pre-awaken. All right, it has the chance to summon evil order. That doesn't change, but with the first slot you can summon evil order at a 100% rate with increased strikes. So let's check that out. Boom, awaken and summon the evil order, and that's 100% going to come out every single time. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop. Evil order every single time. The second option is the dark matter that has a shield on it and less strikes, but you have protection obviously, and also it hits in a 180. This has a 50% chance to summon evil order, and the summon comes out on landing, by the way. Boom, evil order. All right, next skill is going to be diamond hit and rush. So this skill, hit and rush, the kicking combo that summons the Osmodia blade, is going to be evolved into a skill that can kick 3 times, which means you can summon up to 3 blades when you use this skill potentially if you roll some good luck. Look at that. That's hot, bro. That is hot. That's like literally having an RG whip skill summon at your disposal. I like that. Moving over to, oh, and also this skill gives you dual immunity when you use it, and it has a longer cooldown. Oh, the Osmodia rate is actually 50%. So, I was completely wrong. It does not summon at a 30% chance per attack. It summons at a 50% chance per attack. And then it also resets the backflip skill. So we go backflip, 1, 2, 3, backflip. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy, bruh. All right, and then looking over here at Darkness deck. Looking at Darkness deck, we're going to go ahead and see that it as a slow. So this is Darkness deck prior, where it summons the Malphas weapon skill. It now goes up to a 50% summon rate, summon chance. So you have a 50% chance of summoning now. Your movement speed, the movement speed of the mobs you attack is reduced by 60 and for 2 seconds. And you also have a lingering summon that actually comes out with the awakening. So I think that is pretty cool, all things considered. Look at that. That's hot. That's hot. And then you add that, you stack that up with the chance to actually summon the Malphas summon. Boy, that damage is crazy. Next, we're going over to Ray Flare. Ray Flare is probably the coolest of the changes, right? So this is Ray Flare. I think one of the worst skills that the class has. But when you get the Ray Flare Awakening, it changes from 2 hits to a 3-step combo, with a first hit that has a slow, a second hit that has a bind, and a third hit that does 10 additional lines of damage, with a 50% chance of summoning its boss attack. and a 20% damage mitigation for 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds for 1.5 seconds of usage. Bruh, that is an insane skill for a skill that also has no cooldown. Yo, look at this. That's crazy. That's crazy. And when you're rolling some good RNG, those scythes, they just keep coming out. Clearly, I'm not rolling good RNG right now, but I got the damage mitigation buff. I'm CCing enemies at the same time. So essentially, if you want to play this class lazy mode, you can literally just run through dungeons, do this, bind all the enemies down. You slow them and bind them, so they really can't get to you. And then on top of that, they do get to you, you'll have a damage mitigation, while also summoning the Requiem scythes repeatedly. And sometimes you can roll 3 in a row just like that. I think this is easily one of the better, if not the best skill that this class now has, and I think it's just super cool all around. Yeah, that's fire. Especially since the skill that it originates from, Ray Flare, is a really bad skill in my opinion. It just has no range, poor damage, and poor knockback. This is a god tier skill. This is a god tier summon. I like that a lot. Now, last on the awakening tree is Uppercut. Uppercut is another lackluster skill. Pre-awakening, no range, right? Barely any damage, but it is a stun. It does have a stun on it. And with the first tree, it has a 100% chance to summon the Vibrata summon, which is going to be actually also want to add that it gives increased number of strikes and knockback resistance, and it's a 100% chance to summon the fist that's stumped down on the mobs, and it's a stun. So I think that's pretty good. It's just a good upgrade from the skill. Nothing too crazy. It's a stun after all, and it goes pretty far compared to its pre-awakening version. I mean, we can hit both of these dummies from this spot, and before we can only hit one barely, and then it summons the fist on top of it. So I think that's a good damage boost, and that's at a 100% rate. For the 50% rate, it gives you dual knockback resistance and dual immunity, so you become immune while also stunning enemies and summoning the fist. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop. Oh, I forgot one last thing. The five awakening skills, and this is to be considered when you're doing a build. Once you get the 5 awakening skills, they can no longer proc the pre-ascension passes. So once those skills awaken, they will not summon Odin birds or the Minerva blast or the Bollywood fire. So that means the only skills that can still proc these are going to be for the spade, it's going to be flying kick that can still proc the Minerva summon. For the clubs, for the Odin blast, that's going to be time rift, can still do the Odin bird summon. And then Bollywood for the diamond skill can only be procced by crumble. If you want to save some points, honestly, I feel like sacrificing the Minerva blast off of the spade flying kick is worth it. I don't think it's that good. I think the Odin skill is pretty good. You know, time rift isn't the safest skill itself, and the Vice summon isn't that good either. So unless the Vice summon has some kind of special CC I'm unaware of, I don't think it's the best bet. Like, it looks cool, but it's not really doing much in my opinion. So I think opting out of Vice and time rift and opting out of the actual, which one is that, the Odin summon could save you a couple points for sure, so you can use those points for passives if that's a build you're looking to make, or some maybe MP recovery and MP gauge, and maybe getting your cards up for certain builds, for like if you want to spam a Ray Flare. And then I think the Odin one No, that's Odin's Time Rift. That's one we said we're getting rid of. And Minerva's Spade, the Flying Kick, we might get rid of that. The Bollywood one isn't that good to begin with compared to the others, but the summon that Crumble has, which is the Argo summon, I think that summon is pretty OP. So, you know, proccing that Argo summon when you can proc it, because it's really not proccing very often. The fact that you have a 40% chance to essentially summon something when you're using that skill, and considering how good this is, it may be worth keeping around. Just some things to consider. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for Force Master. All around better. I think it's better. It's much better than the bosses that were being summoned, just because they weren't coming out a lot, and I don't know, it just seemed kind of dry. It just seemed dry. Also didn't like that you had to use mystery card in order to actually keep the meter on, and that was just another button to press that no one wants to press. A lot of buttons, bro. That's annoying. So I think all around this new system is better, and it's cooler. Like a lot of these skills, well, it's arguable, but a lot of these skills have a lot of distance on them. I will say I have not used this in actual gameplay combat yet, so I can't tell if any of these skills have a lot of vertical hitboxes to them. I know that a couple of the bosses in the older version of the class had a lot of vertical hitboxes, but for the most part, some of these skills, if not most of them, can be summoned in the air, like the Asmodia blades, and I mean, you can summon your tornadoes in the air. The hell god rays, they can hit in the air. So maybe the vertical has been buffed. These dragons look pretty tall, you know, so I have to actually test it in game, but overall I think it's better. And maybe testing some of these in game will really show, wow, like the AoEs increase considerably, and this is just way better than summoning the bosses. And I think it just creates a lot more variety as well. It was only summoning for like maybe like 6 bosses, and now we have, I mean, we have 9 summons base, at least after Ascension, and then we have 3 summons in the base Pre-Ascension. So both potential summon variations, and the fact that they come out in different ways and they're unique to their individual skills, I think it's pretty cool. And if I was to rate this Force Master rework, I would go ahead and give it a A+, because it just feels right. It feels like the rework it needed, and it's very cohesive with the game. So we just got to see how it actually plays in game in some later videos. But on that note, it's been fun hanging out with you guys again, making this video. It's been fun, and I'll see you in the next one. It's your boy lemarss, and I'm out. Peace.